to my phone because I'm already seeing that there's
11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It's kind of a fitting, creepy Friday night music here, Jason. You got with the no lights and everything in the cave. It kind of works for me. It kind of works.
It's true.
You're blending in with the background tonight.
I'm stuck here in space. It's just me and my son and the ghost of Ian Holm for some reason.
Yeah, we'll get to that. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Granny's Peach Tea, episode 226. Those who are still counting, and yep, another Friday night here at Granny's. Never know, could be some chair dancing. I don't know. I don't know about that one tonight, but usually that's a thing that somehow gets worked in. Don't know, but
We're gonna have to see.
Yeah, we're excited to be here tonight. If you join us on the Facebook live stream, if you join us on YouTube, or wherever you found the audio in the podcast, always appreciate the support. Yeah, we got some stuff to get into. We got a new Mortal Kombat 2 trailer that dropped this week, which got everyone pretty hyped up. And we got our movie as we continue down the path of the Alien franchise, Alien Romulus. Freddy Alvarez's legacy, sequel, prequel, whatever, entry into it.
It's the first, the last, the middle.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? But yeah, we'll be talking about it in all its spoilery goodness soon enough. Yeah, Jason, what's up, man? What's going on?
Nothing much. Happy Friday, everyone. Just, here ready to talk some Alien Romulus. Let's see what have I been doing. All right. So every now and then I'll talk about my my old school TV addiction that I harbor. I've just recently started watching Three's Company again.
Okay.
So very, very excited to get into that. What else I've been watching? Oh, I went on a Mel Brooks binge over the week I had off. So I watched Blazing Saddles.
Yes.
Which that's an amazing movie. I watched High Anxiety, which is one of my favorites. I think High Anxiety is an ignored classic of his. And then I watched the one Mel Brooks movie I had never seen before, Silent Movie.
Oh, that's a good one. That one's pretty damn funny, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of laughs out of that one. My favorite gag about that was when Mel Brooks at the end, he's getting drunk and he goes into the liquor store. He comes out with this huge bottle. And then the next scene, it's him going into this alley with all these homeless men, and one of them looks up, and it must have been like a homage to like Joan of Arc, the old famous silent film, and the guy just looks and he goes, "It truly is king of the winos," but it was really funny.
Yeah, I mean, my Mel Brooks stuff has usually been like History of the World Part 1.
Yeah.
I think some of the more maybe commercial ones, Spaceballs, obviously, Robin Hood, Men in Tights, and Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, those are like Spaceballs is definitely on my favorites. As is History of the World Part 1. Men in Tights I have to rewatch. I have nostalgia for it, but I don't know if it's good.
Yeah, I would be curious to rewatch that, but I mean, I feel like I caught part of it not that long ago, and I still remember laughing pretty hard at it. So,
okay, because I have a friend who at work who I'm watching it with, and he had said like he watched he watched Spaceballs and Men in Tights, and he had actually said, "I didn't like Spaceballs. Men in Tights was where it was at."
Okay, it's funny how this comes into play though, because I did text you about something earlier that I have to bring up as a public service before we really get started, because it's nuts. But so I quickly though, I don't want to waste too much time on it, but I went to the movie theater earlier and I attempted to see Scream 7. And yeah, that didn't work out too well because the crowd had some morons behind us who literally were just having an opening conversation, talking to the screen, like checking all the boxes of the things like you just shouldn't be doing at the theater. You got some other person with their phone on. You got a group of children in the back row, actual children. Jason, we're talking like can't be older than 10.
That's that. What are we doing here?
I don't know. It was like the perfect tornado of fuckery to ruin a fucking movie. I lasted about 20 minutes into it, and I don't blame you for walking out. I left. And you want to know something though? Like, part of this quick little PSA is I can do that because I have Regal Unlimited. Okay, it cost me 50 cents to book a movie. All right, did I waste my soda redeemed points? Sure, but it'll be okay. Angie stayed. Yeah. She toughed through it because she already knew where my mind was at. She knows I'm gonna really make sure I pick a super obscure time to go see this movie on a super obscure day.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that hardly anyone is in there. And I know that guarantees me nothing. But
it's
opening day at 3:00 was pushing it. So that didn't work out for me. I was into the movie and I chose to leave and walk out.
How far did you get?
I was about 20 minutes into the movie.
Okay.
I threatened to leave after 10, and then Angie said she wanted to stay. She was going to stay, and I felt bad. I didn't want to leave her. But then I 10 more minutes, I'm like, listen, I can't do this. I'm not even paying attention to what's going on. Like, it's just not happening.
I've said this before. I'll say it again. I'm an old man now. The pandemic ruined people in public spaces, especially in movie theaters.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that's killing movie theaters, to be honest with you. It's not the quality of the movies. Like, that's a lazy, super incredibly lazy argument. It's not because there's no new movies, because that's completely untrue. Like, there are so many new movies that come out every year and are released literally every week, and just a lot of people don't go to see them because if you're going to spend your hard-earned money on it, they kind of want something safe, and they go with something they're familiar with. We all do it.
Right.
It's just what it is. And I get it. You subconsciously do it. Now, again, if you have one of these unlimited things, I can afford to lose 50 cents and come back another day, and try it again. And the thing is, I walked out on my second viewing of Superman during the summer and did the same thing. Now, think about the people who paid full price and had to sit through that bullshit.
I probably would have just went and asked for my money back.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all, honestly. On the way out, my friend Joe, who was with me also, he also chose to leave. He was trying to speak to the manager about it and try to at least bring it to their attention that there's a ton of children that are way underage for an rated R movie. And that's what he was going to go say. And then this dude who he was talking to looked like he couldn't give a shit less. So I was like, dude, just don't waste your time. Just move on. That's it. We lost 50 cents each. That's that. But the point is, listen, dude, go see the fucking movie. Whatever you want to do during the trailers, have at it. It is what it is. But once the friggin' movie starts, just shut the fuck up and just watch the movie. Let your brain use your eyes and ears and your brain and let it absorb what you're watching. Go for the ride. And then that's it. Just go with it, man.
And my whole thing is, why are you going to a movie to talk?
I don't know, Jason. I have
Aren't you there to see the movie?
Yeah, and they're sitting there chatting with their friends and stuff like that during it, and I'm like, guys, like, just have a little consideration for the people around you, man. Like, you probably paid full price to see this. Like, go see the movie. Talk about it after. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't care if I go to the movies by myself, because I'm not there to talk to anyone. It's nice to talk to someone after the movie about the movie you just saw. That's fun. But come on. Like,
Same,
just
but I love seeing movies by myself.
Yeah,
exactly. Because that's the thing. You're not there to talk. I'm there because I don't want to talk. I want to watch a movie. It's dark. There's a big screen. There's something to pay attention to. Like, I see movies alone all the time because it's not a social thing, really. Talking about it after, as you said, is, but not during.
See, the thing is, though, man, it just sucks too, because like the other thing I love about going to the movies is the premiere nights when we see a lot of our movies, right, that we cover here. I like the thrill of going and being like some of the first people to see it on a preview night, usually the Thursday night before it officially comes out. And you get a packed house. Everyone's cool. Everyone's super excited to be there. And we all go along. I don't mind cheering. I'm all for the cheering of a movie and genuine actual reactions, like in a horror movie, like, oh, damn, like, not, get out of there. What are you doing? Stop that. Ooh, like, just enjoy the movie, man. And let us all enjoy the movie. Don't be a fucking asshole about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's it, man. And it sucks because I really like Scream. And for those who are like on PCP, like me and Jada, like a couple of years ago when Scream 6 came out, we were doing a countdown to it and we did our own little friggin' PCP deep dive. We did. And like I'm excited to talk to him about it. But like I really like that franchise. To be honest with you, doing that rewatch too reminded me of like it's one of the most consistently good franchises I think around. And it doesn't probably get a lot of the credit for it, even like in the horror movie, genre. It really is. Honestly, there's only like one of them I dislike, and that's it. And I'm not speaking on 7 because I haven't seen it yet. But like 3 is the only one where I'm like, I was like, okay. But the rest of them I really enjoy, like, so I was looking forward to this crap, and like, it ruins it. So I'm gonna go pick some random time next week and go and hope to God that like I'm the only one in the theater. So yeah,
I think you're due that.
Yeah, I think so, man. It's just it's bizarre. So whatever. Not enough of my rant about it, but also it ties into what we were talking about. A genius marketing thing happened right before the movie, though.
Okay.
Is the fact that they went ahead. There's a new scary movie coming out, which is a parody of Scream and a lot of other horror movies. They dropped their first trailer right before it's attached to Scream.
Oh, that's fun.
That's fun and that's smart. That's damn good marketing.
That's cool.
Yeah, you're bringing that back, and
really
Scream had their resurgence, like a couple of movies ago and stuff. So, there is that. We got some. By the way, a couple of quick comments here from Unknown27, XS6SD. Hi, yes, what's up?
Hey,
how's it going, man?
Joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. No one is joining. Yeah, listen, whoever wants to drop in comments once we get rolling, feel free. Thanks for checking us out here. Yeah, but it's wild. It's just wild stuff. But
I'll tell you though, for the Scream franchise, I'm really excited for when they run out of ideas on Earth and they send Ghostface into space.
Oh boy, I mean,
every horror franchise has to do it.
Well, Freddy in space would have been. Yeah, Freddy can be anywhere.
I've even got the tagline for that one. In space, no one can hear you dream.
Wow, you really just stole it. I knew you were going word for word from that, especially probably because that thing I texted you earlier. And we're covering Alien. Oh man. Yeah, so whatever. I mean, by the way, and that Scary Movie franchise, by the way, it's funny because like I remember I saw the first one in the theater when it came out like opening weekend, and I thought it was like hilarious. And then I started to get on video back then. Yes, video. And I couldn't stand it.
Dating ourselves.
And I couldn't stand it. I thought it was dumb as fuck.
I remember seeing half of that movie at a party in college, and I was sitting there and I was just like, I walked out. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this. This is awful. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
It was so weird. Like, again, I guess, it's funny because like when we do our rewatches, it's like you go ahead and you just have different experiences sometimes when you rewatch films. And it was like, this just isn't funny. And then I'm like, it just reminded me like the parody genre is so delicate between genius and completely stupid. You have to straddle that line.
Yes, which is funny because that's what Mel Brooks is able to do, because he really understands what he's making fun of. But I've seen some parody movies, and Naked Gun too. Naked Gun knows the assignment, so Airplane knows the assignments, right? But I think the thing with those is they're parodying specific things, and some of these, like Scary Movie is one of those parody movies where it's like they're just like taking stuff from whatever movie is out, like, and I think some of the worst of them are like the ones that are just like, it's Pinhead and 300 and just any movie that happened to have been in the theater that year, and that's kind of what Scary Movie's like.
No, so you know what it is though? It's funny because like the Wayans brothers started the Scary Movie franchise, and they went 2 movies in, and then J.J. and Abrams showed up and everything. The guys behind Airplane and Naked Gun, they showed up to take over the franchise, and they did like, what was it, like 3, 4, and 5. And I remember seeing one of them because I'm like, I'm gonna give this a shot because they're doing it now. And it didn't get that much better. It was just like, okay, I don't know. It was just kind of weird. And they did that. But then also the Wayans brothers, though, they know parody stuff because, like, dude, I loved In Living Color, like back in the day. It was, it
was a great show.
It was a great sketch comedy show, and they did like I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, which I thought was also great.
That's a brilliant parody of blaxploitation. That is an underrated movie.
It is. And then it was also like, there was that, and they also did was it Don't Be a Menace in South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood? Another hilarious parody movie that's a good one. Again, so they know what they're doing. It's just, I don't know, like, it's just tricky. It just shows you, even like the ones who know what they're doing, it's hard to keep that going. It really can go like movie to movie.
Right. And speaking of Mel Brooks, and we kind of hinted at some Leslie Nielsen work, like that's also shown in Dracula Dead and Loving It. I don't know if you've ever spent time on that movie, but and I, pun intended, it sucks.
Well, Leslie Nielsen just started doing parody movies for anybody. That became like his late career, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He was just showing up. He actually showed. There was also like superhero movie, which we've never covered here. But
oh my god, should we?
I mean, technically, I guess if we want to. I mean, it falls under our thing, but like he's in that as like the Uncle Ben in that.
Oh god.
Yeah, because it's like very much focused on Spider-Man, but like obviously again starts reeling in other stuff, other superhero movies. Again, I get it. You're calling it a superhero movie, and you're going with that. But then it was also like these other 2 dudes who ended up doing like Date Movie and Epic Movie. It's just, those guys. Yes, those guys are the absolute worst, and I can't believe they did like 4 or 5 movies of these. I know the budgets were like nothing, so if anyone showed up, they would turn a profit, and I guess that was the justification. But my God, it was just like, hey, here's something popular. Let's just drop a safe on it. Boom. Oh, look, parody. No, not parody. Stupid.
Look, parody.
Yeah, no, you dumb fuck. It's not. What are you doing? Oh
Oh
man.
god, that's hysterical.
All right, well, whatever. Let's get off my lawn about parody movies and movie theater etiquette and yada yada. Whatever. Yeah,
These
exactly.
kids with their epic movie and they're talking in the theaters. I don't know. Kids today, no respect.
Oh man. All right, well, let's jump to it. We got a trailer reaction to do here. We got new trailer this week for Mortal Kombat 2, which is a movie we will be seeing in the theater and want to enjoy, and hopefully, you can shut the hell up and just enjoy the damn thing. But let's go ahead and pull that thing up and let's check this out here and let's see what's up, Jason, because I know you have not watched this yet.
I have not.
All right, let's check this out.
You want to know what makes a hero? It's not destiny. It's not something you're born with. It's searching for greatness.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen for Mortal Kombat.
Then realizing you've had it in you this entire time.
Whoa! I really don't feel comfortable hitting a girl.
Don't worry. You won't.
Yo! Send me back. I want to go back.
The rules of the tournament are simple. Our fates would not be settled by the size of our armies. They would be decided by combat.
I'm not some great warrior. I'm not some champion.
This is a war for the fate of your world.
Finish him!
Me?
Earth belongs to me.
We do not kneel!
Our only chance is to face this together.
Let's go, baby.
You, Johnny Cage, are a part of this now. It's showtime.
Get over here!
Johnny will definitely die.
All right.
I mean, come on. Come on.
Right?
Look, I don't care that Carl Urban's too old to play Johnny Cage. Don't care. I'm here for it. Love it. This looks like it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I definitely am gonna rewatch the reboot that we did cover like before this, because I actually haven't watched it again in its entirety since I think we did it when it first came out. Because I remember we were both like, yeah, that was cool, but like it was lacking stuff. I don't think we both liked the random focal point character, like Scorpion's descendant character who showed up, and I think a lot of people didn't like him. He's nowhere to be found in this trailer, which I'm like, oh, all right, course correction here. And that's a good thing, because and it wasn't like the only thing that ruined that. Like, it was just, again, I didn't hate the original. I mean, I didn't hate the first one, but it was fine. This looks like the Mortal Kombat movie I want to see. Like, all the characters are there. We're getting bigger with the characters. I do love them. It seems like Johnny Cage is going to be the focal point of this. And to touch on Carl Urban being casted as Johnny Cage, I'm going to be honest, though based on the trailers, and especially this one in the beginning, when they make it seem like he is like an aging action star, because in the beginning he's at that like looks like Comic-Con type thing, and he's looking over and he sees the attention is elsewhere. I'm like, all right, it makes sense that they cast like an older actor now. Like now I get why they did.
Yeah, I agree. It's they're justifying it. They're saying, you know what, we're going to make a different character choice, but we're going to let you know we know what we're doing, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's a slight twist in it because I mean I always took like for Mortal Kombat like Johnny Cage was essentially like Jean-Claude Van Damme in a way. Like I thought that was always who probably the inspiration was for it, right? Like the action star that like not everyone buys that he really knows martial arts and stuff like that. And then in the Mortal Kombat tournament proves that he has to like prove himself. And you know, like this whole inner thing, like there's more to it than that. But yeah, I think this looks fucking awesome. Like it looks like a blast. Give me a Mortal Kombat movie. You got Shao Kahn in here, you know, Jackson and everything. Like, you know, it just looks like it's complete nuts and sort of action packed. Like I'm all here for it, man. I'm pretty hyped up for this thing.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, you know me. As long as the movie knows the assignment, and this looks like it knows the assignment. I think it looks good in the trailer. It looks good. The effects look good. The characters look good. I love Carl Urban. I think he's a really talented guy, and I love that he'll just do stuff. You know, like he'll just throw in and do it. He doesn't need to be Johnny Cage in this, right?
No,
but he'll take these roles, and and what I'm really thinking about is when we did Judge Dredd way back in the beginning.
Yes.
Right, which that was like what the second or third movie we did, and like I've always respected Carl Urban because he's a guy who's like, I want to play this character real bad, and it's a character that has a mask on, you never see his face, and you're not seeing my face.
Yeah, no, I like him a lot.
That's the character. Like you get a sense that he really. Yeah, I do too.
No, you're right. You get the sense he really does his homework with like whatever he gets himself into, like Billy Butcher, you know, Dredd, you know, it's whatever it is. Even when he was Bones in Star Trek and the J.J. Abrams movies,
I loved him in Bones. That's where I met him.
Yeah, I actually that may or may not have been where I did too. Plus, also, which is funny that this popped up on one of my feeds. He was in that terrible Doom movie with The Rock way back when.
Oh, really?
And your reaction tells me you probably haven't seen it.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, we're gonna have to add that to the list because that movie was something. It was something, all right. It was definitely something.
I'm scared now.
I played the Doom games. Like I loved Doom when I was younger, but this movie. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna have to add that to the list. Oh boy.
I've never seen it. Shit, no, you're right. I do, but I didn't realize Carl Urban was in that movie. Now I kind of am curious about it, but you're right. Yeah, I've never seen that. We have to rectify that.
Well, I'm telling you, Carl Urban and The Rock are the co-stars of that movie.
I mean, that alone should be entertaining enough for me.
And I remember The Rock like almost apologizing about that movie, like right almost opening weekend.
Oh boy, I think I've heard a podcast about it. Like I've heard, like they made some really poor decisions in that movie, right?
Yeah, and I remember at one point they even go into like the video game first shooter cam for like a section of the movie, and you're like, oh boy, this is something.
I'll tell you, that's something we've never been able to do. No one's ever been able to really replicate a good video game movie. We're doing it now with TV, right?
Yeah.
But movie-wise, like I can't help but think about that movie Hardcore Henry. Are you familiar with that?
I know of it. I did not see it though.
I tried to see it. I tried to watch like on TV, and I kept getting a headache because it's like a first-person shooter, and that's what I'm thinking of. It's like we've tried so many things to make video games and movies gel together, and I think it's only recently in stuff that we've been covering, like Fallout or The Last of Us, that we're really seeing that it can really only work if it's a serialized television thing. When you try to put it in a movie, it just doesn't work.
Well, guess what, my friend? We're going to get 2 cracks at it this year in 2 of the legendary video games of all time with Mortal Kombat 2 and Street Fighter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Repeat that because you broke up.
No, I mean, we're going to get 2 more attempts at adapting successful video games, ultra successful video games into film, because we got Mortal Kombat 2 in May, and then we have Street Fighter in October.
Yeah, Street Fighter, I am very excited about after that trailer.
I'm super, dude. If again, 2 of my favorite video game franchises of all time, though. I will fully admit, like, I am very much, if I had to pick, mine are usually fighting games and sports video games is what I really am into. And the Arkham Batman games really got me into that kind of stuff. Like, I didn't know about that, the open world stuff. I just feel like it caught me at a point where I was already kind of like on my way out. And I was just like, hey, you know, not that I dislike them. I just know the time commitment is a lot. And like GTA and everything, like I did Vice City is my favorite of those. Like it was, like, that game is complete insanity.
I love that game.
Yeah. But Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, I have the arcades in my basement. Literally.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, the arcade 1-up. Bird gave them to me years ago for free.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I have the arcade 1-up. I have 2 of them. One is Street Fighter. It has Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, and Super Street Fighter 2, the new challengers. The other one has Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yes, there's been plenty of times I've had people drop by and like, let's go. Let's flip that thing on and let's fucking go at it.
Next time over your house, man, I want to play a little bit. I mean, that's the way to play Street Fighter.
That's the way. It's true. Like, it is different because I also have like the Street Fighter collection on my PS4. You know, like remember I do technically own a video game system that is just there to play Blu-rays. But yeah, I do have. That is one of the things I do have on there, though.
I'll tell you something, man. I wish I could go back in time before you got out of playing video games, but after you realized you like Batman, and just slip you a copy of the 2 Spider-Man games, because man, you would love those Spider-Man games. I know you don't have the time or the commitment anymore; it's past that. But when I say you would love those games,
well, I own the first one,
dude.
No, I own the first Spider-Man.
Okay, you do.
Okay.
Okay.
I played it a few times, and it was just a commitment thing. That was it. It looks pretty awesome, and I've heard so many great things. But now I've heard about the Miles Morales one and Spider-Man 2. Those, like it would. If anything was going to hook me in, it would probably have been that. Like that would have been it. I'm not saying there isn't a day I'm going to go back and not try to dive into that game, and play it out.
It's going to happen. All right.
Oh, one day it will. I'm sure one day it will. Something will happen where I'll be like, something. I'm in. COVID is probably that's when it should have happened. I should have just been like,
yeah, oh yeah.
I'm in. I got all the time in the world, man.
Well, I'll tell you, I platinumed Spider-Man during COVID.
Did you really?
I did. It was right after because my son was born, and then like a couple of weeks later we were in lockdown, and I would stay up all night when he was an infant. My wife would sleep during the day. I would stay up all night, and then we'd switch that way. We were always rested and someone was always with them, and the way I killed time in the middle of the night was by playing video games. And so I just played Spider-Man like so much while my son was like sleeping that I wound up doing everything I platinumed.
Did you get all the Riddler trophies in Arkham?
No, and it's not that I haven't found them all. It's not that I haven't figured out how to get them. There are a handful of them that if I spent hours getting the moves down, yes, I could get it. I don't want to spend hours doing that.
Fair enough. I can respect that though. Yeah, there's some other stuff. I was getting lured back in recently because there was some trailers released because I noticed there's like the 2D scrollers are kind of like there's a company that makes 2D scrolling games based on old franchises.
Yeah.
And there's a Masters of the Universe one coming out.
I play Streets of Rage with my son.
They like remade Streets of Rage?
they made Streets of Rage 4.
Oh,
It's updated graphics, same style, and you can unlock like all the legacy characters. So you can unlock the characters from the first one, and then they're still pixelated and everything. It's actually a lot of fun.
yeah. See, those are like faster. Like I feel like the time commitment isn't as much. There's a Marvel collection thing coming out, which I think I may have sent you the trailer for, on the YouTube trailer for. It's got the X-Men arcade game, Captain America and the Avengers, Spider-Man and X-Men Arcade's Revenge.
Yeah,
there was Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage. There was like Spider-Man Venom.
Enemy.
There's Spider-Man Venom Separation Anxiety, which I don't actually remember that one at all.
I've never played that one.
They're all in one collected bundle that's coming out.
I would get that just because I want to see if Maximum Carnage is any easier, because that game was one of the hardest games I've ever played, and I really would like to beat it.
Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge was that Juggernaut level is just insanity to me. My friend Steve had nightmares about beating it.
Oh, jeez.
Like actual nightmares. Like back then, he would talk about it.
I believe it. No, I believe it. Look, you know how many times I woke up in a cold sweat cursing Bald Bull? I get it. Video game trauma is real.
It is real. I don't know if I can get my hands on it without like going crazy and spending too much money on a new video game system. If it requires me to get a new system and I can get it for cheap, I might have to consider that, because I had X-Men Arcade for the PS3 at one point, and it's on there, which I gave my PS3 to Steve. We used to play it like crazy. Me and Rick played it in a bunch because there's unlimited lives. You can just go through the game and you beat it in a half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like when they re-release the old games, because I have a system with the old games on it, but they're so fucking hard.
Yeah. Listen, how much I would love to have, like, next time Rick's in town, you and him come over and we play some Captain America and the Avengers.
That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. He would, of course, be Hawkeye.
Oh, absolutely. Of course he would have to be. There's no question about it. But you need, like, my favorite things with that is just always, of course he would be. Because it was what? It was Cap, Iron Man, Hawkeye, and Vision.
Vision, yep.
Yeah. He would definitely. Yeah, me and him played it in Florida a little bit, and of course he picked Hawkeye. And it was like a bar that had awesome. It. Yeah, that a barcade type thing, and we were playing it a bit.
That's awesome, man. Next time he's in town, if you have that, we're playing it.
You gotta love it when Iron Man dies, though. It's like, I can't move. It's like, America still needs your help. Oh man, video games of yesterday.
Oh boy.
All right. We do have a movie to get to, as we've been all over the place a little bit tonight.
We should probably get to the movie.
Let's get to this movie, shall we? We're screaming. I'm screaming at the cloud of old men telling people to get out of movies, and we're going about parodies,
right.
Video games now. Oh, that's right. We have a movie to talk about here.
It's nostalgia night here in Granny's.
Yes, it is. Exactly. Because instead of like chair dancing, apparently we're just having like tangents on random stuff tonight. But so if you've been with us for a minute right there,
sciatica.
If you've been following us along, we've been going ahead and go through the Alien franchise, and we started off with, from Alien Earth this past summer, going through all the films here. And this is the last of the Alien proper in canon franchise right now. So we're up to date now officially with Alien Romulus, which was Freddy Alvarez's entry into the franchise. Freddy Alvarez, who I know from doing the Evil Dead remake that he did years back, which
is a solid movie.
I love that movie. I genuinely do. Like, it is interesting what they've done with that franchise, because it was Evil Dead Rise, and I know there's another Evil Dead coming out, but they've kind of turned it into like one-offs, like, since then. And
which is probably it's what it should be.
Yeah, I don't, and it's cool because I like them. I like his Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead Rise as well. I don't know if you got a chance to catch that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
You should. You get a chance, check that out, man. I think you would really dig it. It's
Okay.
some pretty wild stuff. But this is him taking over the Alien franchise, and I remember man, Freddie Alvarez he should be the guy who just shows up to franchises now and just reinvigorates them because he's done two now. In my opinion, I don't want to go ahead and go too far ahead, but man, Jason, there are times when we revisit movies that we have different reactions, like I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie seeing it in the theater when it first came out. I'm pretty sure I saw this on IMAX. And dude, I had a blast with this movie because I watched it earlier tonight, just before we went on. Man, nice. And it's an interesting perspective since we've done the Alien movies week after week for the most part now. So the direct comparison is a little bit more clear to me. And man,
yeah,
this movie I had a blast with this movie. I really did. The callbacks to the other entries in here, I think, are all done well. It's not heavy-handed at all. I think, some people I know when this movie came out, some were complaining about that. I didn't mind a lot of it. It was fine for me. The new characters, I enjoyed the hell out of them. And I like the fact that it took it back to horror, but I still feel like this movie is if Alien and Aliens had a baby.
Yeah,
that's what this movie feels like to me, and that's what I want in an Alien movie since the first two goats, like the goat of both of them are. We'll call them greatest of all time with it, but this is what I wanted, and this movie just really fucking did it for me on every level. I mean, you could have some critiques here and there of a little just things, but I had a blast with it. Jason, this was the first time you saw this movie. I'm dying to hear what you got to say because
it is.
We've been along for this ride together. So, what do you got for us?
All right, so on the start, I really liked this movie. I thought I liked the fresh take on it. I like it being a younger cast. I like them going back to blue collar workers. They're playing around more with the dystopian, where these kids are essentially stuck as slaves, paying off a debt that they'll clearly they never are going to be able to pay off because Weyland Yutani just gets to go. Now we've doubled it. So I thought, that was a fresh take. I like that they were kind of kids trying to escape. Not kids, but younger trying to escape rather than seasoned Marines or seasoned freighters like we've seen in Alien and Aliens. Just because, again, I think it's something fresh. I really enjoyed the exploration of the brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And them really kind of playing with, is he property or is he her brother? Because in the beginning, she's ready to cut him loose and not even tell him after using him to get on the ship while claiming that's her brother. So I thought that was really, really well done. I respect that it attempts to weave all of the Alien franchise together. However, I will say, unlike you, I think it at times it is a bit heavy-handed, and for me, that does come in the Ian Holm character. I felt took me out of the movie.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. One, I just the CGIing an actual former living person, just it's uncanny valley. It never really looks good to me. I think it worked well enough visually because he's a robot, but I don't. Outside of a nod to the franchise, I didn't see what it being Ian Holm added to it. It could have been any robot, synth. So that kind of took me out of it. But having said that was really my only issue.
Okay. You were good with the other
with the
callbacks,
movie was
if
the
that's what we
Ian
want
thing.
to.
I think
yeah,
everything
that's what
else
we want to
works really
discuss.
well. Yeah, I mean the other callbacks. To be honest, there were two callbacks. They both had to do with Ian Holm that I didn't like. It was him, and then it was when he gives the line, I'm not going to lie to you about your chances. I wish you good luck or something, which is the exact thing he says in the first one. That for me, and maybe it's because we just watched that movie a month ago at this point, but that for me was like, all right, now you're slapping me in the face with it. But I did enjoy when it ended with was the Rain character being like, giving the Ripley rundown that we're used to getting. I think because that was a nice subtle, like, that's a motif. That's not like, it's like, all right, now I'm Ripley and I'm giving a Ripley monologue. That was just a nice nod. So I think when it's subtle in it, and it does subtly sort of nod to Prometheus as well, and Covenant. When it's subtle, I think it really works well. It's just those two things that I thought was really heavy-handed, but unnecessarily so, and I think that's why it stuck in my craw.
All right, so I guess that's the first kind of area. Let's cover the nods back to the previous films in the franchise, because there are quite a few of them in this. But I didn't. Again, I don't disagree with you at all with the Ian Holm. His character in this is Rook. Yeah, he's not Nash or anything like that. So I actually, I think it was completely unnecessary. I do fully agree with you that the CGI of it is fine because, again, he is, he is a Sith. So you can kind of get away why he doesn't look perfectly human. Okay, fine. Does having him have the likeness of Nash add anything to this movie? No. It could have been somebody else. And that is one of the critiques I will say that I have about it, is that you didn't need to do that. I know, it came out that Freddie Alvarez talked to his family, and they gave him the full approval to go forward with it. Like they were cool with it. It wasn't like they didn't ask permission, or if it was some kind of like weird thing around it.
Yeah,
it's fine. But I do think it was just a little bit unnecessary. Now, if you would have tied it back in and said, oh, yeah, this is some sort of recreation of Nash, or there was some sort of connection there. Okay. I mean, you also, I guess you want to say, because this movie takes place 10 years after Alien and before Aliens. So now you can't even say all the synths look like that, because we have two synths in this movie that look completely different.
Right. Exactly. So that's kind of my point. That was my point as well. It's like, it really doesn't make any sense, except it's kind of like them trying to pass the torch in a way that I think undermines how good the rest of this movie is.
Yeah, that was a misstep for me. I thought that one was a little bit silly. We didn't need that. Again, it didn't take, I mean, I know it affected you. It didn't take me out of the movie. I won't go that far with it, but when I first saw this movie, I kept waiting to hear, I'm like, oh wait, is that Nash? Is this like, I was waiting for the connection and just never got it. And I'm like, right. Oh, okay, I was kind of like, I just shrugged it off, like, all right, whatever. I mean, it's a bit unnecessary, but whatever.
And I guess, to be clear, I think his presence didn't take me out of the movie. That line took me out of the movie.
Because it was direct. I mean, they do some direct. There's another line in this movie later on when Andy goes, which caps off an incredible action scene, when they have the zero gravity and they're fighting the xenomorphs, and they're like, because and again, this is the idea of it is something from Aliens. Remember when they can't shoot them because the acid blood is going to go through the floor. So in this scene, they're like, all right, well, they established the zero gravity, the artificial gravity, and they turn it off. And then they go to fucking town shooting these things with the same pulse rifles that you had in Aliens. And they acknowledge this is the same, standard weapon that the Colonial Marines use. And it is sick. And you see the blood like hovering and going, and then they got to weave through it and shit. Like, it was insane. It was so entertaining. And as a fact, I did in the theater. I think that this was in 3D.
That scene. Oh my god, I wish I would have seen that.
Yeah,
scene
it was
in
3D. I saw this in IMAX 3D.
That scene was amazing.
It was.
Like that was it. Like when they switched the anti-gravity, and you just got these pools of acid floating there that they've got to get around. Oh my! And it looked so good. The CGI was so good. The tension that, like, and that's what I mean. Like, this movie is really good. It doesn't need the passing of the torch stuff. This scene is one of the best scenes that we've gotten in an Alien movie in a long time.
I would venture to say, to be completely honest with you, I think it's one of the best Alien scenes in any Alien movie ever.
I'd have to agree with you. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
That's just a scene itself. It's so good. It looks good. The tension is up there. It's cathartic because you get to see them get the ship blown out of them. But then you realize, okay, no, it's not going to rip through the hull, but it's still just floating there. Like, that's what struck me. I was like, oh, they didn't think this through. Like, I mean, I guess what choice did they have? But
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that they do basically like out of necessity with this, and we can get through the choices there too. But the other things that I had clocked here that were like direct things was to cap that off. There's this tunnel that Rain is falling down, and Andy has to go get her, and he comes flying down with this pulse rifle, and he fucking goes to town and kills this fucking thing, and he says, "Get away from her, you bitch." Obviously, direct line, from previous.
But I'm gonna defend it because
I'm not knocking it.
Yeah,
I'm just acknowledging it.
But like I'm all right, fair enough. But I'm saying like because I did take a shot at the direct quote before with Rook, and I think the difference is that is a line that works because it's not specific. Anyone could say that, right? You're not coming up with sorcery and taking from this other movie, but it's just something that anyone in that position would say. So it makes sense and it works as a nod to the movie. Whereas the Rook line, I felt was like, this is just too much of an iconic line. It's too nuanced of a line from that movie.
Yeah. The other thing is there's a shot around here where you get the fully fleshed xenomorph coming from the side, and you see Rain turning away. So you get the shot from Alien 3, the iconic shot from Alien 3 in this. So again, I didn't mind it. It was a camera shot. Like
I didn't mind that.
Yeah, I didn't mind that at all. That was also cool. The tying in of Prometheus with the black goo, because we get that like towards the end of this movie, where it also turns into something here, and they do acknowledge, like Rook tells them, this is from the Prometheus mission. Like this is it. They don't like shy away from it whatsoever. And that black goo shows up, and they talk about it a little bit, and then unfortunately, Isabella Merced's character, who is Hawkgirl now, and we've seen her in The Last of Us, and like she's in like everything now, but this was her a while back now. She injects herself with it to heal herself, and that also ends up leading to the end of the movie because we get another hybrid, because there's multiple times where they go back to that. And if you want to consider that a callback to Alien Resurrection, okay, fine. I mean,
I guess you could, but
yeah.
but I think it's in line. Like it is in line with what we saw in Alien 3. Like, they kind of take on characteristics of the creatures that they birth from, and so hybridizing them. That just is kind of part and parcel, I think, with the lore.
Yeah, but I will also say though, this for me, this was something I remember people complaining about. Also, the hybrid. I thought this looked way better, and it was way better executed than Alien Resurrection for sure. Like, it's not even close.
I agree with you. I still think I still think it looked, I don't know, maybe uncanny valley. Something about it rubbed me the wrong way. I don't think it was bad. It was just maybe it looked too human. I don't know, and maybe that was the point even. So I'm not even saying it's a ding. But I actually in my head was calling that the Malian. It's part man, part alien.
Yeah.
But I don't think it looked bad. I think the CGI was good. I just wasn't. It just made me feel uncomfortable to look at it.
And you want to know something though? I do think like in Alien Resurrection, like remember with the human eyes that we talked about, like that were there.
Yes.
I think that's the point. I think it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. Like you don't want to even look at this thing.
That's fair.
Like it's just turn away, but I think it's executed way, way better this time around. I will say though that is probably a section of the movie I probably could have been fine with them just going into the hypersleep and not having that entire thing, because that ends up becoming like the very end of this movie when it seems like we kind of are settling down and winding down until she puts her friend who's pregnant at the time into hypersleep. And then that was it. You kind of figure like it was winding down, but then we have another like 15 minutes of the movie with Rain versus the hybrid in this.
The Malian.
The Malian.
No, I agree with you, and I think I had a similar thought with Covenant though. Like I'm like, all right, we're wrapping up, we're getting to hypersleep. Oh, we got 20 minutes. Holy shit. But I agree with you. I don't think it was bad. It could have been tightened.
Yeah, that's all. And again, it's fine, I guess, because you set it up with the black goo. You had to have that payoff on right. Some level. Again, unless you were good. I was going to say we've dinged this franchise for setting shit up and not paying it off eventually because Prometheus, Alien Covenant. So no, if the movie would have ended and they didn't pay off the black goo shot in the neck, we probably would have given a shit for that.
Yeah, no. I mean, the thing is, like, either if you take out that part, you don't have her stab herself in the neck with the black goo.
Yeah,
you have to get rid of that scene. It's the only reason to make that work.
Which also backtracks to there's no point in bringing the black goo in then. There really isn't. I think it was just again. I think he was tasked with trying to tie this franchise together, and this franchise is kind of like two different franchises. What do you mean? With Prometheus and Alien, basically.
Because Prometheus is like we're not an alien movie, we're an engineer movie, and then Covenant's like just JK, we're an alien movie with engineers, and so I think this was tasked with like, okay, we need to keep the source material. Clearly, we've got nothing, but we don't want to just get rid of this. Some people did like it. Some of this does work. What can we salvage? And I think that's a tall order.
Yeah. I don't think it weighs the movie down. Again, I was fine with it. And
I'm not going to ding him for Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You were saying you were not going to ding him.
Oh no. Sorry. It's our delay on my internet. Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah. But I just think that they wanted to tie it all together because this is clearly supposed to be the thing that brings the franchise back on course, and I think it is. I think it can be and should be. It was again really good, but I think that's why we have some of this stuff that we're like, because you and I are like, do we need the black goo? Not really, but I mean, it's there. What are they going to do? Ignore that Prometheus existed? They're not going to do that. I mean, so I was okay with it, and I was also okay with it because its existence would not have affected aliens because Weyland-Yutani doesn't have the black goo. It's on the spaceship, which has been fucking wrecked, and no one knows where it is. And so I kind of thought that was a clever way to go. Anything that would fuck up the timeline is just on this ship, and no one's ever seen it.
Well, I guess too. We can go back to like the beginning of this movie, right? Like we see that it's basically there's a ship here. Weyland-Yutani had another crew go out, and they took what they believed was a dead xenomorph, off name's escaping me. Ship from the first film.
Oh, the Nostromo.
the Nostromo, right? And they find out it's not dead, and then it starts breaking. All hell breaks loose on this ship and everything, and it goes bananas. And we get the cocooning. We find out there was face huggers everywhere. They were breeding face huggers because Weyland-Yutani just cannot leave these motherfuckers alone. They're obsessed with the perfect specimen here, and yeah, that's unfortunately where our crew, who's getting off their Weyland-Yutani owned planet to go somewhere else where there's actually sun, because we find out they're living on a planet that is 365 days a year in complete darkness, and they want to have lives. So they find this way to hijack, to get off this planet and hijack, the ship. They're going to try to get sleep pods and stuff like that and get to this planet that's terraformed and ready to go. And they run into the xenomorphs there, and that's where most of the shit hell breaks loose. At that point, too, I do want to say, was there no radar that was tracking ships from leaving the Jackson colony?
Oh,
Because,
you know what? I didn't even think about that.
No, they just kind of get this ship, fly off, and nobody says anything about anything. That I always found that a little bit weird.
No, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, like, if those guys were able to find that ship, there's no reason Weyland-Yutani wouldn't be able to find it. Or you're right, it wouldn't have been, like, even if for some reason they were able to find it when no one else was able to, it should have been picked up on a radar when they tried to leave. You are correct.
Yeah, or Weyland-Yutani knew that ship was flooded with xenomorphs and facehuggers, and they were like, well, we need to plan something to we need to get these specimens out safely. Because we do know we're gonna. I mean, that's fine. That part I can accept. I was just like, we needed something to say that somebody was clocking that they left the planet. That's all I wanted.
Well, there goes that alien-infested ship with those kids on it.
Yeah.
Well, someone's gonna die tonight.
Oh, reminds me of the Seinfeld meme or the GIF. That's a shame. He's just sitting there eating the popcorn and everything.
Ah, that's a shame. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. Those kids are just going to go ahead and die. Well, whatever. So when they get on the ship, though, there's this pretty excellent scene as well, which I think was like the second best scene in this movie. When they have the face huggers and there's the water, right? They get into the lab and the face huggers are all over the place and jumping in and out of the water and they're fighting them off and everything.
Cool.
And that's when Andy's rebooting because she ends up having to go ahead and to put the chip into him to give him access. That was a pretty sick scene as well.
Yeah, no, that was a really good scene. And the guy who plays Andy, man, what a good actor. Like,
yeah,
he goes from playing like this naive, kind of mentally messed up synth to like an actual company synth, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, he became a company man.
Yeah, exactly. And he's the one who releases them, right? When they put that chip in him, he's the one who winds up opening all the doors.
Yes. Yeah, actually he is, because then his thing is, it's funny because once he gets the chip in and he gets the access to the rest of the ship that they took from Rook, and it basically changes Andy's entire personality and makes him the company man. But also, though, him and Rook have this conversation where he's like, listen, humans, in order to protect them, you're going to have to make the call because they're way too emotional. So there's a stretch of choices he starts making for them that's just basically the cold, hard choice of trying to help them survive. And also, of course, now his new directive is he's got to do what's best for the company. And we've seen how that shit goes.
And I also thought that was a subtle dig at our technology now, where everything just goes online when it can and automatically updates, and we have no control over what it's updating, and we can't stop it from updating. And so, like, as soon as this synth gets back into company territory, of course he goes online and updates, and he is a machine. And they don't like what it does to it. I thought that was a really interesting perspective on the synths.
Yeah. And again, once that chip gets in, though, like he he really does. He really does change, and like he has this interesting relationship with Rook the rest of the film, especially when later on in the film, Rook is there, and he on the side talks to the girl ends up being pregnant in this Isabella Merced Kay.
Oh yeah,
And he's like, yeah, all your friends died. Like Rook tells him, all your friends died. Take this ship and help you get out of here, because he's trying to go ahead and preserve, because like he knows that there's some shit going on with her, and he's trying to like get that going. And when Andy catches up with him later and sees him, he gives him this like side eye look, like, yeah, dude, you're full of shit. You fucking know it. Like I know what you're up to, man. And it puts them like at odds. I thought that was pretty cool. What else is there? There's that X-ray device that they introduced in this film, that handheld X-ray thing, and that character who gets the thing, the xenomorph bursts out of her chest, and she's the first one. When she does that, you see the xenomorph under her rib cage and everything like that, about to burst out. That was awesome, incredible visual there.
I agree, and I think something this movie does right that I don't think any Alien movie since Aliens has done is they take the existing technology and go, how can we let's not invent shit. Let's take what we kind of know about this and use the technology to really explore it, right? They're not inventing engineers. They're not inventing maniacal synths to engineer creatures. They're not inventing hybrids. What they're doing is going, okay, we now have the technology to show what it would look like if an alien was squirming around in your body. Let's do that. And that's so effective.
It really is. I thought, and I completely forgot how much of an awesome visual that was right before it rips out of her chest and kills her.
And this movie is visually awesome. Like it does something that I think the first Alien movie does, where it looks grand on a like scummy level, if that makes sense. It's like it's gritty and it's dark, but it looks good. It's supposed to be gritty and dark, but the stuff that's supposed to look good is also going to look good.
Yeah, it kind of takes it back to formula in a way. You know what I mean? But it takes it back to formula, but also does new things with it, which is why I think this movie works so well.
I agree. And even like as we were saying with the the X-ray thing, right? It's like, yeah, we're going back to the formula. We're putting a xenomorph in someone, but we're gonna explore and show you how it looks. What's even creepier about having a xenomorph in you is what it does to you in the inside, and it's subtle. Like it's not reinventing the wheel. It's not, as I said, it's not creating engineers. It's getting back to basics and really exploring what made the first two scary.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how much it got right. It gets right versus how many attempts we've seen in between it getting right again. Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Prometheus, Alien Covenant. Like there were 4 times they dropped the ball consecutively before many years later a new director comes in, fresh eyes, because he wrote and directed this movie, Fede Alvarez.
Okay.
So, he poured everything into this, and he, again, he knew the assignment going in.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit different. Like it's unfair to put Alien 3 in the same category as this, just because Alien 3, like this is the studio going, we need to revitalize. Alien 3 was a studio going, we know what's best. We're going to keep our franchise going. Forget the stupid creatives. We know what to do. And that never works out well. That was like the end of the Alien kind of what was the Alien proper franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Alien Resurrection was ever supposed to be a franchise Rever. I think that was just supposed to be like Jason in space. They were like, hey, let's get some people together, pay some money. It'll be fun. It'll be stupid. We're in the future. None of it matters.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what the final product was, for sure.
No, right, but I don't think it was meant to be much else. Like, I really don't think that movie was supposed to reinvent the franchise in the way that this is, and I think successfully, and in the way Prometheus was meant to unsuccessfully.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, whatever we talked about with Prometheus is Prometheus just seems like that movie has so much on its mind and does not know how to execute it. And it's just crazy to me because it's Ridley Scott. The dude who started this whole thing, like, returns and has no idea what he wants to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very sad, but it's also, this is Ridley Scott returning to something 20, 30 years later. He's not the same Ridley Scott who made Alien. And that's not a ding on him. That's just, you change. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago either. Neither are you. None of us are.
No, I get it, but I think that's why I thought there was, like, I had confidence when I knew Ridley Scott was returning. Ridley Scott is a producer on this film. Like, but I think more just like not creatively. Yeah, not really. Maybe some consulting here and there, but that's probably
it. And to be clear, it was with you. I had a lot of confidence when Ridley Scott returned as well, and it's only now through this exploration that I'm able to go, you know what? This is what happens. It's really no one's fault. Ridley Scott, I don't think, wanted to make an Alien movie, and well, he had to. So whatever. Like, it's okay. But I just think it's important to kind of point out, like, even someone who has started a franchise might not be the best person to tap for it, and I think clearly if we had to choose who was going to take this franchise forward, we've all chosen Alvarez already.
No, Freddy Alvarez is by far. I mean, Noah Hawley with Alien Earth. I mean, he can make a case for it, but hey, Freddy Alvarez, Alien on film.
Yeah,
Noah Hawley, have at it with Alien on TV, and then you got the best of both worlds. Then. And they're operating in two totally different parts of the timeline.
Yes, so they don't actually ever have to connect. And look, if they want us to let Hawley do a movie, I'd be okay with that. I'd see what he could do. I mean, look, we talked about that episode of Alien Earth that he directed. That was like. But he joked, like, this is the closest I'll get to an Alien movie. Like, that would have been an awesome movie.
Absolutely. So, yeah, there was also, like, shortly after that, too, we get, like, the end of that chest burster scene that we get when they're in the water and stuff like that. We get this dude, I forget, this is, like, the guy who hates the synths. He's kind of like a dick in this movie. He goes ahead and gets this, like, cattle prod and tries to, like, fire up this, like, xenomorph that's, like, birthing, right? That's in this, like, cocoon thing. And it ends up backfiring him so badly because the blood starts spilling all over. He dies by drops of acid blood, drop by drop. That was fucking horrifying.
That was horrible to watch. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even think he was a dick. Because if you hear what his backstory was,
no, I know, yeah.
Synth made a call that wound up killing his family, and yes, it was, and kind of this is what happens with the Synth now. I'm already forgetting his name, but
Andy.
the Andy. Thank you. Andy then, as we talked about before, starts to make the decisions for the humans, and I think this guy's just reacting to, like, you're not human. You can't always make the decisions based on cold calculating facts. Mm-hmm. But I also think conversely, Andy wasn't, or the synth wasn't wrong either. It probably was the best bet. And that's why what I think makes it so interesting is I don't think either side is wrong or right.
Yeah, it's funny because my next note was Andy isn't wrong.
No, he's not.
And some of the calls that he's making, he's just, again, like Rook tells him, like, you have to save them for themselves. even though we know what Rook really wants. His is still about preserving the xenomorphs and all this other shit and doing what's best for the company. And but Andy does make some calls that are kind of right. Like even that scene where we have Isabella Merced's character who's locked out when they know she's pregnant, and the xenomorph is waiting, like perched behind, and waiting for them to open the door. And Andy makes the tough call not to converse with Mother to open it up because of the safety of everyone involved.
Yeah.
And she ends up getting snatched away, and that's when we see her later because she's cocooned and stuff like that. And, you know, her whole thing is fucked up. Which I also want to say something that I noticed is she gets tossed around by the xenomorph a couple of times. And I am not a doctor, okay, by any stretch of the imagination. But I would imagine that being that she is pregnant, don't you think maybe there would have been a disruption of the pregnancy with all this going on? I don't know, really.
It's likely. I mean, she's being jostled around, she's being pinned, but like they do get to her, right? Like the embryo, like she births an alien later, right?
No, she's the one who gives birth to the hybrid, but it's because, well, apparently when she was cocooned, they didn't get to her. Like the face hugger doesn't get to her, but it's the injection, but to heal her injuries.
That's it.
She takes the injection, but they also do explain more. They do more explanation about the black goo in this movie than 2 fucking Prometheus movies.
Yeah, the movies that actually introduce the shit.
Yeah, like they briefly tell you, hey, listen, this here is what, like, it was taken, you know, as a sample that was taken from, and they show you, like, it was injected in a mouse, and the mouse exploded eventually and stuff, or like it kind of like makes sort of like a hybrid. There is a connection to the xenomorphs in the black goo. Yeah. So when she injects herself, it ends up mixing around with her, and then it forces the birth to happen quicker. It accelerates the birth. That's why she gives birth when she gives birth, because of the black goo and because of the acceleration.
So maybe again, I'm
maybe it makes her stronger. Like she can take more, I guess.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe it makes her stronger. Maybe there was trauma, you know, to the pregnancy, but the black goo healed it and then changed the kid. Like, I it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, it doesn't make 100% sense, but I could do a little waving.
No, those are that's one of my nitpicks. The nitpicks are that, like I said, for me, it was a nitpick on the Rook, you know, aesthetic. That's my problems with this movie are nitpicks. That's it. And there's not a lot of them. There's like a less than 5 nitpicks for it, because overall, this movie's a fucking blast. It's entertaining. It was everything you needed for something to revitalize the Alien franchise. It does just as damn good as Alien Earth does, in my opinion, on a lot of levels. For this franchise, which is why I think it finds itself in such a great place now. Like, Alien is back. Romulus did it on the big screen. Alien Earth does it on the small screen, and we're rolling and we're seeing. And this is why we're fucking back with Alien, and I can't wait for the Romulus sequel to happen. I know there's been talk of it. I'm hoping they don't wait too long for it. I know Freddie Alvarez, I'm pretty sure he said, I think he said he wasn't going to direct it. That was the plan. Actually, I wanted to pull that up because I wanted to see what was the latest on it. Sequel news. A sequel to Alien Romulus is in development with a finished script. Oh, so he did write. He co-wrote a sequel.
Okay. I'm absolutely interested in seeing it, and I'm hoping that there isn't the necessity to put in so many nods. I really hope that they just let the movie stand on its own at this point, you know, as an Alien movie, without the torch has been passed. I think I was bothered more by how they did it than you were, and that's fine. But I think we both can agree that the torch has been passed. just stay within the universe, and that's all you kind of need. We don't need a ton of nods anymore.
No, so apparently this from what I'm reading, the sequel, the most up-to-date news was there was supposed to be a shoot starting in October of 2025. That hasn't happened yet, but the script supposedly is focusing on, it picks up where this left off. Because at the end of the movie,
Perfect.
after the battle with the hybrid, we do get Rain. She puts Andy into a hypersleep, and she says, "Hey, you know, I'm gonna fix you up. We're gonna get you going." And they're going to continue their mission. And she even says in her, because she's doing like, kind of reminded of like Captain's log that has to go in there because they have to like log things, is, you know, wherever they're going to continue their mission, wherever they head, and that's it. And again, you're not tied to aliens at all because this is just a different part of the universe. Plus, there is time between when aliens happens and this happens anyway. So you do have a sweet spot of in the timeline. You don't have to fuck anything up.
Yeah, I agree, and I think there's room for a lot of fun stuff here, and I
But Fede Alvarez is going to stay on also.
I like most of this movie. I like 90. Okay, good.
Sorry, you were saying you like 90-something% of it?
No, I like about 95% of this movie. I think the only thing I really didn't like was the Rook thing because it was unnecessary, and also I want to make clear that I also just don't like. I didn't like it when they did with Peter Cushing and Rogue One, even as much as I like Rogue One. I just don't like when they bring back dead actors as characters. Just sometimes dead is better. Fred Gwynn would tell you that from Pet Sematary.
Oh wow, yes, that's true. That's a good callback. I like that one. All right, so then I guess anything on the actual film you want to touch up before we do our rankings and wrap up?
Nah, it's awesome. See it if you haven't.
Absolutely, it's on Hulu if you're looking for it on streaming. I ended up luckily purchasing this for $5 on the digital version, so nice. It was on sale recently, so knocked that one out. I mean, this is easy. I mean, it's Aliens for me, Alien, then Alien Romulus. I think that's clearly the third on the rankings. It's way ahead of, for me, ahead of Covenant, ahead of Prometheus, Resurrection, Alien 3. Like, it's not even in the same ballpark as any of those. Like, I'm not going to say that it's not quite Aliens or Alien, but man, it's just a notch below that. And it's not a knock in any way. It's just that you came into a franchise, you're an awesome movie, highly entertaining, edge of your seat stuff. It's just, you know, you have the two goats ahead of you. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You're the 7th film in a franchise. So for you to leapfrog more than half of it, by far, by leaps and bounds, I mean, to me, that's a huge success.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is clearly going to be the third for me. Alien Romulus. This is what I'll say about this movie. This is the only movie outside of Alien and Aliens that, if it wasn't in the Alien franchise, I'd still be interested.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's just a good movie. It's not a good Alien movie. It's just, if this wasn't in the Alien franchise, it was just a movie about fucking space hobos getting killed off by creatures they found in a derelict ship, I'd still be in.
Absolutely. I would too.
So, and I think that says a lot because, you know, I thought Covenant would be my fourth. I had said that, right? Mm-hmm. If it wasn't an Alien movie, would I care? Not really. Alien Resurrection I had after that. I mean, that of course I wouldn't care. That's like saying, would you care about Jason and X without ever seeing a Friday the 13th movie? It's like, no, of course I wouldn't. Alien 3, no one gave a shit about, even if it was an Alien movie, and Prometheus didn't know what the hell it was. So, you know, I still wasn't interested. So the fact that this movie just stands on its own as a movie is something I think only the first two did. So of course, for me, it has be the third
Yeah.
one.
Now you brought it up last week though, and I will always stand by. I think it's a difficult comparison to compare a film and a TV series. But if you're comparing Romulus and Alien Earth, that's a tough one for me.
That is. So I think I would say I enjoyed Alien Earth a bit more.
Okay.
But that is not a knock at Romulus. I think Alien Earth had 8-10 episodes to develop a story and develop lore. You know, I mean, that's what a TV show is able to do. You can develop lore without it being like exposition dumps that take you out of things. And I like the lore of this franchise. So I think that is why I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then again, that one episode that Noah Hawley directed was Chef's Kiss.
Yeah.
But that takes nothing away from this. I just think it's like that's more focused on lore and character. This is more focused on starting us up, but also giving us something different, giving us new characters. Like they're trying to do two different things, and I think they both work very well at what they're trying to do. I just personally resonate more with what Alien Earth was doing.
Yeah. Also, we got the eye monster also in Alien Earth.
I mean, look, once the Eye Monster movie comes out, that's the first one for me. That beats all other Alien movies. It's the Eye Monster movie. I fucking love that thing.
Oh yeah, that was the scene stealer. And there's the thing too, like again, in Alien Earth, we didn't get like tons and tons of xenomorph. Like it was here and there, but like it was, it was peppered in. Put it this way.
Right, and I think that's what, that's not something you could do in a movie like this. Like, if you went to see Alien Romulus and the xenomorph was kind of only in the background, you got all these other cool alien things, you'd be like, yeah, cool alien things, but this wasn't an alien movie.
Yeah.
You can get away with that in a show because it doesn't feel like you're spending too much time away from the alien because you have 8 to 10 episodes to develop what you're doing.
Yeah. All right, so I think that pretty much wraps it up for us this week. Thanks for joining us as always. If you joined us on the Facebook live stream, be sure to check out Granny's PhD's Facebook group, where we share a bunch of stories and trailers and whatnot that don't make the show. So check us out there. Check out Pop Culture Pros and popculturepros.com because that's who we are presented by. And wherever you found your audio on the podcast, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros, and YouTube, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros too. We will be back not next week. I'm going to take a mini hiatus here. So we'll be back in, it is 2 weeks with, we're not done with Alien quite yet. We will have the non-canon Alien films, starting with Alien versus Predator. And that will be something. I'm sure it will be. I haven't seen either one of those in their entirety in a very long time.
Oh God, it was a long time ago for me too. I saw them once. I was a one and done. I think I own them on Blu-ray because I will just buy anything if it's cheap enough.
Yeah, likewise.
But I have only watched them once, and that's it. So we'll see how this goes.
I've seen AVP a couple of times. Aliens versus Predator Requiem. That I definitely saw in the theater and never watched ever again. I've caught it on TV and watched like 2 to 5 minutes of it, and I'm like, I can't take it. I'm out.
This is exciting. And then I think after we finish AVP Requiem, we need to make a determination which is the better or stronger franchise. Now we've seen them all now, very recently. And I think that's a conversation worth having when we're done with this run.
Yeah, because as we've said right now, like we've got more than we're 7 films in. 3 are good, like legitimately good, not like Covenant where we're like, hey, I've seen worse.
Right.
3 of 7 are positive. We have positive reviews for 3 of 7.
Yes.
It's not outstanding. And Predator, Ooh, that's true. Yeah, that one's a little bit more tricky.
Right? And I think we got to think about this because
Huh?
I came in thinking that Alien was the clear better franchise, but I don't know. We've seen some interesting Predator takes. We've seen some interesting Alien takes. And I think that's a discussion worth having when we're done with the whole business of both franchises.
We can truly have a comparison: Alien versus Predator.
Yes. AVP. That is what. That's it. That's what this is called. This is the run.
We're gonna truly have the AVP run for sure. All right. So then we will see you next week. Well, we'll see you in a few weeks then. Peace.
Later. Be safe.